Psst, check this out.
Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the Backchannel. We're, I don't know, maybe about a month into January, so this topic might be a little bit late. I want to commandeer this platform and this podcast to essentially hold myself accountable. So it'll be short, it'll be fun. I invite you all to respond in the comments, to respond to me on Twitter with your own goals so that you can hold yourself accountable. But here goes. They're kind of all over the place, and I'll tell you how I'm doing so far on some of them. All right, let's start with business, and business is not a big source of goals for me, actually. I have one major one, which is to double revenue. I want to introduce more flow into my work. I've realized that for years I've been forcing myself to do stuff that I didn't necessarily want to do. And I think that if I focus on flow, as in the stuff that flows naturally for me, my business brain will make the revenue come in right after that. Something that a lot of my friends had been encouraging me to do, doing things like events, stuff that I enjoy doing and that I would avoid because they were, I don't know, not scalable. I'm going to do more of them because I enjoy them. And I think there will be ways to have that flow back to me. And then I want to introduce efficiency into my work. I've been incredibly inefficient over my maybe 20-year professional career. One of those things, almost counterintuitively, is to really make an effort to shut down work at 6:30. I think that'll force myself to be a little bit more efficient on my working hours. It'll give me space and clear my mind, lead to a lot of good things. That's the work thing. I'm excited for that. In terms of grades on that, I actually think I'm doing relatively well. We had some initiatives that we kicked off in the first week of the year, actually at the end of last year, that have sort of led to a lot of progress way earlier than I would have expected, which is fun. I've done relatively good at thinking about the 6:30 p.m. thing, although as I'm recording this at 7 p.m., I've sort of missed it tonight. And I am doing a lot to try to introduce more flow into my work, little by little. There are a ton of easy to make mistakes when growing a startup. I feel like I've either made them all myself or seen them all as an advisor and investor. One super common one is waiting too long to bring in expert help around managing company finances. I get why that happens though. You're not a tiny company anymore, but you feel like you're not big enough to have an in-house finance team and don't want to waste money. My advice to you is to avoid the mistake of just winging it. This is not a time to fake it till you make it. At least talk to someone early so that you can hear about how the additional help could actually save you money and improve your operations. If you're looking for recommendations on who to talk to, check out Propeller Industries. They've worked with hundreds of venture to growth stage startups, so have a ton of deep knowledge to help you avoid major bumps and set your company up for success, whether it's talking to investors or planning for future growth. Set up a free call by going to fundedpod.com/propeller. That's PROPELLER, and tell them we sent you. They're giving Funded listeners a one-time $2,500 new client credit if you work with them for 3 months. All right, some more personally things. I am really working on establishing a morning routine that I enjoy, that kind of gets me going in the right path, and I've done a great job of it. I think during travel days, I was worse at it, but overall I've been great. The morning routine is pretty simple. I chug a bunch of water, I journal, and I work on a mobility circuit. It's long stretches and some sort of core activities to make sure that I'm tight around my core, making sure that I'm a little bit more bulletproof so I can do more aggressive activities. Let's see. What are some goals around that? I want to get my hamstrings, which have been chronically and ridiculously tight my whole life. I want to be able to get to the point where I can go palms on my floor, palms on the floor. So standing straight up, straight leg, go palms on the floor. I have some strategies to keep working on that flexibility. And I want to do a sub 40-minute Murph, the old CrossFit workout. Not with a weighted vest, unweighted, but sub 40-minute Murph. And hopefully I'll be able to do that by Memorial Day, which is the big day to do a Murph. we'll see. If I can't do it then, I will do another Murph and train for it and go sub 40 this year. And then on the fun side of things, let's see. I have been doing retreats for the last couple of years, which is something that I never would have thought of doing even 3 years ago. But they've been amazing for me, and I want to keep doing them. So I will do at least one retreat where I do stuff for myself. Maybe it's physical, maybe it's mental, and unplug. So be away from messages, be away from media, essentially put away my phone and computer. I want to visit one new place. I had said one new country in my head, but I'm like, well, if I go to a different place in the same country, I think that's okay. I just don't want to repeat trips. Last year, my big one was Italy. I'd never been there before. And I'd like to start a new hobby. Maybe it's pottery. Maybe it's something more creative in the painting side of things. Maybe it's gardening. We'll see. But those are some of my New Year's goals. I'd love to hear about what some of your goals are. Feel free to find me. I'm at JYay on all the social media platforms. You can reach out there. I'll post this on social media as well, so you can reply in the comments. But would love to hear about what you guys are working on, help add a little bit of accountability to your year. And make sure you check in with me the rest of the year. See if I'm doing well with my morning routine, see how I'm tracking with revenue. And we'll check in on this at the end of the year. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for holding me accountable. And I'll see you on another episode of the Back Channel.